Alright, so we're gonna hop right back in where we left off. We were moving stuff over to the base, or the hideout, getting that set up. So we're gonna continue off right where we left off. This should be episode 5. And what I want to do is get up just some basic facilities. Refinery, O2 gen, some O2 hydrogen tanks, not very large tanks, but just something up there. Yes, that way we have a little bit of manufacturing going. We also want to move a couple of these batteries over. In fact, actually probably all of these batteries eventually. And get those moved over. Oh, we got an unknown signal, so we're going to grab that first. When we come back, we'll get to work on moving some stuff over. Should have charged up my oxygen first, but I didn't actually look at that, so we might start suffocating before we get back, but hopefully it'll be fine. That lava grind is actually pretty huge. I really like the lava sit, and so far I only had the rifle, so having another piece of that set's pretty great. I think that's all we're going to need for right now. We'll go ahead and head back to the hideout, charge up the oxygen, and get back to work. Alright, so, first thing I want to get set up, is I want to go ahead and do, I guess the basic assembler. Well, I guess this one will be fine. We also want a refinery. I don't know. I guess I can go ahead and do just a large refinery and just go ahead and have one. Then we want some tanks. So we want a small oxygen and small hydrogen tank. We're going to want a oxygen farm on here. And I don't guess we need an O2 generator, but we'll go ahead and get the H2O2 gen just slapped on here. It looks like the difference is the lab O2 requires the armored glass or whatever, so we're not going to bother with that. But we'll go ahead and get some of these attached on here. So we'll start off with a refinery, and we will put it that way around. Just place it right there. Yeah, I should still be able to place all of the upgrade modules to that. So that should be fine. We want to do a oxygen tank, which I'm thinking probably I just need to go ahead and do a conveyor first. So we'll grab one of these pipe junctions, place that there. Then we'll go back to the oxygen tank, we'll put here. We want the hydrogen tank, and we'll place that, I guess, like that right there will be fine. And we'll want to go ahead and get a O2 gen in here. We'll place that in there like that. It's kind of off to the side there. I'm going to go ahead and clear the hot bar. And we'll grab basic light armor blocks as well as solar panels. Right there. And we'll get these built up. So what I want to do is basically just have a kind of a stick that sort of comes up. Kind of bring this away from the base a bit. I can probably just do that right here. Something like that should be fine. I'm thinking I might want to do a little bit more advanced, so we can grab a rotor. Yeah, we'll just grab a basic rotor here. And then, yeah, we can just do like 2 basic rotors. So we can put one there. Now we can come up a bit off of that. And then what we want to do is another basic rotor. And we can put, if I can actually hit the right button here, we can put this sort of like that right there. And kind of come off here. And let's see, is this going to work the way that I want it to? I think it probably will. We don't want to make it too big because I don't want it to smack into this. So probably bring it down a little bit. Something like that would probably work just fine. Just because I don't want it to try to smack itself into that rock there. In fact, let's see. Would it hit like that? I don't think that's far enough to reach, so I think that should be fine. And let's see, how do I want to do this? Yeah, actually we're going to grind this back off. And I'm trying to think on how I want this actually set up proper. Because I could... So we got horizontal like that. Probably it would be better just to do a hinge rather than trying to... Because I was trying to think, like, how could I attach it over to this side, but if I do like a bar around it, then at some point it might try to spin too far one way or the other, because the rotors can do 360-degree movement, which we don't actually want to have it doing that. So we'll just grab a hinge instead. And then that way we can slap that on there. And we can just come up here, and we shouldn't have any potential issue with that wanting to fall one way or the other. And what we can do is, if I can press the correct buttons, we can do like that. We'll just slap a couple solar panels on either side here. That should work out just fine. And then we want... Oh, I'm forgetting it. I won't have connection there because this rotor down here isn't an advanced rotor, so it won't be able to connect. So, how do I want to do this then? Probably grind all this down, and we'll have to use connectors, I guess, rather than just regular pieces. Which also means we're going to need to come off of a connector to start with. So, we'll get rid of that then. And we'll go over here. Now we want to just grab some straight pieces. Actually, let's do... Where is it? We don't want the small one, we want the large one. Right here. So we want these. And that way we can do the reinforced ones, and I'll actually be able to connect stuff to it. But for the bottom, this regular pipe should be fine. Should be able to come up just 4, I guess, would be okay. Now we can come over here and we want the advanced rotor. And then on the advanced rotor, we can just go straight into the hinge, which should be conveyored. And then from the hinge, we can go back over here to the reinforced. And then do like 4 of those. And then do the oxygen on the top here. So that way we can actually get some oxygen coming in. And I don't think that's going to be close enough to anything to really cause any damage. Looking at it from here, I don't think that's going to be long enough to reach this. And I believe this is maxed out at like 90-degree angles, but we can test that just by pushing it over, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to keep pushing on it until it... Okay, that's not actually moving at all. I guess the best way to test it would just be to fix it all the way up and then actually, anyway, put these back on here, just like that. And what we can do is slap a camera like right here, I guess, and we'll have a custom turret control to aim at sun, and that way we get full power generation at all times there. So that should be it for that setup. We can go ahead and clear that off, and what we want now is a custom turret control. Yeah, the large one is kind of wacky looking, but we're going to need this. So we can just slap that down right there, and that can control this. In order to actually build the camera, we need to go ahead and do a battery. So let's grab a battery here, and it doesn't matter which one we go with. So I'm thinking probably best bet for ease of like connecting everything.
Energy low.
It'd probably be best to extend this off some. Do like a little platform right here, just a 3x3. And we'll place our first battery on here. We'll need some parts, which everything I left on the ship. So we're going to come back over here and grab all these. Can't pull anything out of that. So let's come down here. Can't grab everything. Got all components. Wait, no, that was for the wrong thing. What in the world? I don't know what I had in my build planner then. Yeah, and then I should be able to get my last computer over here. Yeah. So now the only thing we're needing is the power cells, which we haven't produced any of yet. But we need to slap that down right there. We'll go ahead and build up what we can of it. And go and drop off these parts, charge up the suit, and then continue working here. So drop off the parts. We'll pick up some oxygen and sit in the seat here until we're charged up. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and hit up this unknown signal before we do anything else, so I don't forget about it. Alright, the rest of that I don't want to pick up, so we're gonna head back to base. And I'll start working on getting probably first thing I need to work on is getting the storage, well, the storage is already built. So I guess we need to get to work on moving the batteries over. So to do that, what I'm going to do is just move the ship a bit closer, and then manually grind or disconnect the thing off. Let's go to grab the landing gear here. We'll switch lock so I can lift off. And what we want to do is move closer and kind of orientate it to where we can pull these batteries off. And we want to have a fairly easy time getting these batteries in place. So we're going to kind of turn it like this, I guess. Trying to keep some sunlight on that O2 gen. Not that it really matters, but... or O2 farm, I should say. I think our tank's full anyway, but yeah, that should do. And now I'm just going to clear my hotbar and grab some weld pads. Should have plenty of materials to make quite a few of these. I need to clear the battery off the hotbar. We'll just grab quite a few. Okay, that should be more than plenty, and I'm going to shut up and start moving these here. So, let's get to it. Okay, that's a bit more of a pain than I imagined initially. So actually we're going to use the landing gear because the large batteries, I guess, are just so heavy. It's just kind of a pain to get it to move the right way because it wants to move my character as well as move the block. So we're not going to do it like that. We're going to just detach the batteries and then maneuver the ship to put them in place. I'm going to go ahead and just move them in order that I think is going to be easiest to place them. So let's try to get this lined up right. I think that's too far. I'm going to go ahead and turn the let go of the mic button here, so that way I can focus more on how I need to maneuver instead of trying to hold this button and focusing on that too much. Oh, that's something that I didn't think about, because that's considered to be an enemy block. That means what we're going to have to do is move all of this. So I guess that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll just grind it down, move the components over to storage, and then start moving these batteries just as one piece, I guess. One thing that I'm also going to want to do is go ahead and set up a connector somewhere on here and connect the ship up so that way I can move the hydrogen. Well, actually, I don't know. Is there any hydrogen in this tank? It looks like it's damaged. Let's check and take a look here. Yeah, okay, no, there's no hydrogen here, so we're just going to go ahead and grind this down. As well as this. And this. We'll put all those components in here. And now what I want to do is move those batteries over. So we need to put all the components up. We need to grab some of these. Just grab more than what I need, and that'll be fine. So we'll put one there. I'll put one right here. We'll fix these up. Just like that. And then same with this one. Now the ship seemingly is lost power, but it has 2 batteries still on it that I've set to recharge a while back. So we're going to change those back to be on auto. And now what we're going to do is try to back up if I can. If there's enough room. I don't think there is. I'm going to have to move to the side. But we're going to come up and over and grab it by the top and then just move it down into place. That's not good. I'm not locking for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with the settings on the landing gear. So let's take a look here. Landing gear auto locks on, so I don't know why it didn't lock like it's supposed to. Let me see if I can grab this. So I ruined another battery, just by my own stupidity there. To be fair though, okay, well that's unfortunate. I don't know what caused it to just shatter. Probably because I didn't weld any of those blocks up, actually. So now that's another thing I need to go fix. Okay, let's get to work on that. Grab up these. This weld plate still fine, yeah? Yep. So we want to grab some light armor blocks. And I want to put one here. And then we want to put another weld pad on there. And then fix that up. And then try to get this to attach. Hopefully not damaging any more blocks. Okay, so we did it. We got it connected up. That should be fine. We're going to come over here and we're going to turn off the weapon so we don't accidentally shoot my own batteries. It shouldn't happen because I have it set to weapons, but you never know. So we're going to play it safe there. Alright, I think that's everything we use, so we're going to head back to the hideout and start working on the solar panels and that whole conveyor system. Try to get some of that oxygen coming in. Then once we do that, we want to get the oxygen tank going. And then we'll have power and oxygen situated for the base, or the hideout. Okay, we also want to take the assembler off of the ship for now. And we'll just throw these parts into the base. We might put this back, I don't know. But we want to try to strip everything that we can off of the ship and get kind of a baseline view of what we need here. There we go. Now we can get to working on the rest of this. Pull everything off of there and I'll re-grab everything. So we do still need some more of the solar cells. So what we can do is we can place an assembler here on the side. Because I think I forgot to put one on here. I think this is the O2, right? Yeah, that's the O2. This is the refinery. So yeah, I did forget to actually put the assembler on. I know I grabbed it in the hotbar, but I just forgot to put it onto the grid. And actually, we want to do the assembler off of this side, I suppose. And that's just so that way we have room to put upgrade modules on there if we need. So now that we've got that, we can make the power cells we need, which I need 8 of them to finish the first thing. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go ahead and make those. Now I should be able to get the first solar panel going. Yep, there we go.
Energy low.
One thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to move the ship kind of out of the way of the solar array there, so that way when we turn it on and everything, it doesn't go and smack into the ship and destroy stuff. But it looks like the sun's going to the other side of the asteroid, so we're only going to get a minimal amount of power until it finally comes back around. Should be fine. We have 3 functional batteries at the moment, all at half, so that should be more than enough to keep it going until it comes back around. But what we want to work on now is getting the oxygen tank situated, so that way we can actually start collecting some of that oxygen before the sun gets too far out of the way. And what we should see, yep, is the stored tank is going up. O2 input, O2 output, 0 liters. Okay. So I don't know why the filled percentage is not going up. But we should be getting oxygen into it now. Because this here should still be producing since there is sun on it. I don't see the indicator lights for it though. Oh, okay, there it is. It's on the side up here. So yeah, it is making a small amount of oxygen. Now that... what do I need to do now? Probably weld up some of these blocks over here under the battery so that way they don't get detached too easily. So we'll grab a bunch of that and start welding on these blocks. Okay, so now we want to produce 80 power cells if we have the components for it. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I don't think we'll have enough materials. Probably we'll run out of nickel before we get these finished, but we'll let it go and see how many we get. In the meantime, let's build the rest of the stuff that I have attached but not finished. If I can get to this, there we go. I think there might be all the large steel tubes. Yeah, so we need to make 11. Let's see, I think it's, what, shift middle mouse? Yeah. And while that's in production, we can grab the components of this O2 generator. I guess I forgot to hit the right button. That's a bit annoying, to be honest. But we made 40 cells. So So is that enough to repair either of these batteries? We can repair one battery with it, but I don't think that that will count as building the battery. So I'm hesitant to do that. I want to get one fully built rather than doing that. Just that way we can unlock the camera and finish the solar array. We'll charge up the suit, then hit the oxygen, and head off for the unknown. So we're definitely low on nickel. Let's see, the production, what do we need? We need 26.6. So we'll say 27 is what we need. So let's go to disassembly and take a look. What do we have that has nickel in it? I'm going to do as many of these as we can. Power cells also require nickel, so that might have been the limiting factor for that. The solar cells require nickel. We can do as many motors as we can for right now. We can do some of these. Medical components, we don't need to disassemble any of those, but we don't have any, so it doesn't matter either way. Thruster components, we'll keep those for ion thruster repair, but we'll disassemble as much of this as we can to try to get some material to make the power cells. thought I had more motors than that, I guess not. Okay. That's fine, we'll take that off and we'll let it break down a bunch of these metal grids as well. I should actually have plenty, so let's go ahead and hit up assembling and see if we can finish off these batteries. I think the next thing we're going to run out of is silicone. So let's go ahead and start looking for what has silicone: computers, explosives. The bulletproof glass has a ton. Oh, actually, we might have enough. No? Okay. Radio components. We can disassemble a bunch of these, I guess. Okay, that should be enough. Thinking it needs to just pull that silicone into it when it gets low up here, but should have enough material. Oh, I was looking at it the wrong way around. Oops. That's my bad. But yeah, we got all the power cells we need finished now, so let's go ahead and build up this battery here. I don't know how I became one power cell short. But there we go, we got a fully built battery. Now if I go here to progression, should have the cameras now. Yeah, we do. Okay, so we want to build one of these. Let's put that right there and let's see if we have the parts. Alright, that's perfect. And we want the camera, we'll put it right here. We want to make sure that it's faced the correct way. Like that right there. The little button on the bottom left-hand side means that it's in the correct orientation. See, it's got kind of like this little housing kind of shield on the top. And then that little button right there is going to be on the bottom left-hand side. That tells you that it's facing the correct orientation. Because of course, the camera's going to be facing forward, but you want the shield bit at the top, and that's going to be the bottom. But we can go ahead and build this up. And the next order of business is to set up the actual turret here. So we want to grab the components we need. We're missing detector and motors, so we can do shift middle mouse, put that production. We're not going to have the materials to finish this, I don't believe. But we can get it most of the way here. Having the solar array fully set up isn't really necessary, but it would be pretty nice. In fact, let's see, what are we low on? Oh, we're not low on anything. Okay. So I guess it's just where I was looking at the wrong button. Grab the components. Why can we not withdraw the detectors? We should have them made, yeah? I don't know what happened with that.
Energy low.
Alright, I don't know what was up with that. That was kind of weird. Um, I wonder if maybe some of the mods are causing an issue or something like that. Maybe it was just a bug, I don't know. But I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen and start working on solar cells next. So it looks like we're gonna be short on nickel again. I don't think I can get nickel from anything else that I have already in my storage. So I think we're just SOL as far as I can. Well, actually, no, I have metal grit, so I can do that. Yeah, that should be good there. We should be able to get the rest of the solar cells we need, and then we can finish the solar array. Why am I one short again? What the hell? Anyway, that should be fine. Now let's go collect this unknown signal. think the rest of that's just still plate, so we're gonna ignore that. Head back to the base, or the hideout, I mean. If I can stop messing with my dampeners. Alright, so now, what do I need to finish this off? Oh, that is finished. Okay. I don't remember when that happened, but okay. Oh wait, no I do. I'm stupid. Alright. Now then, we want the rotor to be azimuth, which is your horizontal movement. Elevation will be the hinge, and the camera will be camera. And what we want to do, no tools, no weapons. We want to always aim at sun. AI on, always aim at sun. Angle deviation, oops, it's acting weird because I still have that button pressed. But I'll go ahead and set these settings up, and then I'll go ahead and let the mic off here. Alright, I think that should be good. So now this should be pointing towards wherever the sun is. Should be moving kind of slow. I think it's... okay. So yeah, it's pointing the right way. Because the sun's over that way. But it's not actually going to be able to get any sunlight because it's blocked by the, by that. But once the sun comes back around, it should keep itself oriented towards it. So we should get pretty much full power generation for the entire time that the panels aren't blocked. So we have hydrogen, we have the capability of producing hydrogen, we have the oxygen tank, we have a way to produce oxygen, we got batteries which should power this whole thing, solar array set up completely. Now we got assembly and refinery. We're going to turn the refinery off because that's going to cut back on power if we do. Same with the assembler. We're going to go ahead and cut this off because we don't need it right this minute. So we'll save a little bit of power on that. And I think that's going to call it for this video. We got the important systems for the hideout set up as far as having fuel, oxygen storage, basic infrastructure for assembling and refining. We have fuel production capabilities. We have a solar array system fully installed. We got the batteries moved over. So I'm thinking next episode we're going to work on the ship. We're going to get rid of this spotlight, get rid of this assault cannon, or artillery cannon, get rid of the Gatling, and we're going to grind down some of the structural blocks of the ship and reconfigure it, and we're going to try to do I think a custom turret on here, which I don't know that they'll have the materials actually to get another one of these built, because this is the large grid one. and this ship over here is large grid. The small grid controllers are much more compact and easier on opponents. Oh, you know what? Actually, since this one here is just for solar, right? What we can do, we can grind this down and just do a rotor to a small rotor head and do a small grid turret control block to save on resources because it doesn't need range because this isn't going to be for a weapon. So we can use a small grid custom turret controller to do the solar array and save on resources there. And then that way we might actually have enough resources left over to possibly put the large one on this ship here somewhere. So that way we can put the custom assault turret on the top here. Is probably what I'm thinking. I kind of want to have it sort of attached to the top. I think I'd do the rotor here, the hinge up here, and the assault cannon pointed forward here. And then do, well, I think I can place the top-mounted camera on here like that. Yeah, I can place it like that. I just don't... Wait. No, I do have the components for it. I can't place it there. I don't think that has anything to do with the blocks around it, so I might need to play around with where I want to put the camera. Ideally, I would have it right here on the top, but I don't think it's going to let me place it there, so I'll need to work on that, I guess, where I want. I could do it on the side, I suppose, or maybe on the bottom. I don't know, we'll figure that out. In fact, depending on, because I'm going to read some comments before I actually do the next episode. Depending on what the comments say, we might not even do a custom turret. We might do rockets, because I seen the one commenter on all of my videos so far. He had suggested that I could use the rockets instead. That's what he does, and it works out pretty well for taking turrets out, because you don't even need to hit a direct hit, but it'll do like area of effect damage, and it does a really good job of disabling turrets. So we might do that instead. But anyway, for right now, I'm going to hop in here, start charging this up, and I'm going to go ahead and make a couple saves. Manual save, and then save exit. And I'll turn off the recording, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.